transfer portal is still churning. It's closed, technically, but there are a lot of guys in it who are coming out of it. Casey Concepcion, for example. It's a guy we've been tracking. No more. That number 6 receiver in the portal has gone to Texas A&M. Now, 2 years ago, he's had 839 receiving yards. Last year, NC State was terrible. He had 460. But A&M has now added 3 wide receivers in the top 15. And they've lost some pieces in the portal. They've gained some pieces. Really interested to see how A&M's offense looks this upcoming year. I talked to Mike Elko about this when I was out there this year. I asked him, off the record, there's nothing privileged here. I was always curious anytime someone takes over a job, how much of the program that you want can you have in year one? Like how much churn, how much overturn? And he was really honest about it. Basically, the crux of his message was you cannot do it overnight. Like you cannot do it staffing-wise. You cannot do it roster-wise overnight. So it's a process. It's stages, and this is another stage for Texas A&M. Nebraska also adding some wide receiver help. So Dane Key, this was a guy I had an eye on. Number 4 receiver. So he's 6'3", he's 210. He had 47 catches for 715 yards on a bad Kentucky team this year, except when they played Ole Miss. They added Hunter there, the other wide receiver. So a couple of receivers. You pair that with Dana Holgerson, who's now the coordinator there. You got Dylan Raiola at quarterback. That's the number 7 class in the portal. They lost some defensive guys because they had staffers leave. But they've gained some on offense. May have to outscore some folks next year. Who knows? But they're making moves. Now, Justice Haynes, I think, is headed to Michigan. Matt Zenitz thinks this is a formality. Next couple of days, he's expected to enroll there. Number 1 running back in the portal out of Alabama. I think a lot of folks would tell you they still feel like there's a lot of tread on the tires there in terms of potential and that he probably wasn't utilized the best way he could have been at Alabama these past 2 years. I happen to agree with that assessment. That's why I present it. So you're taking him up there. They will utilize. They have no problem utilizing running backs the right way at Michigan. And then you consider the fact that they're bringing in Bryce Underwood. So the backfield you're going to play in includes the number 1 quarterback in the country. Just putting that out there. This is a top-heavy transfer portal cycle, by the way. So listen to the top 5 classes right now. You got LSU, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Auburn, Texas A&M. Those are the top 5. Listen to this. That top 5 there, they have 32 blue-chip transfers committed. That's as many as number 6 through number 25 combined. So a large contention, or a large concentration, rather, of the top players have gone to those top 5 recruiting classes or portal classes. LSU, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Auburn, A&M. None of the college football playoff teams are in the top 10. Now, that could be because they didn't need as much portal help. I think there's some truth to that. It could also be that, prepping for playoff games and that overlapping with portal season is not exactly ideal. It would kind of be like, free agency happening in week 7 in the NFL or the playoffs in the NFL. But that's where we are because college football's calendar makes no sense whatsoever. So that's where we are right now as the portal turns.